You put some mascara on your eyes.
Yeah, you know,
A minute ago. Are you
Yeah.
now Vince or Alice?
I'm about in the middle right now. I'm not really drunk enough to be Alice.
So-
sort of a midway Alice.
So you have to be drunk when you are Alice.
Yeah, you have to be drunk to put up with Alice.
I think it's always the basic thing. Why the name Alice?
Well-
Actually.
Well, Alice is, you know, such an American name. If you think of Alice Cooper, you know, you would expect to see a blonde folk singer. And what they see is me. Which is totally opposite of what they're expecting, you know, so I like to do things like that.
So what's the purpose of this visit? What message do you bring to the young Finnish audience?
Well, I came over to try to marry Ursula Andress, but she won't hear of it. So I decided to. We actually, the whole idea is to promote the movie. It's called Hard-Hearted Alice, and we just finished it. I think we're going to be seeing a little bit of it this afternoon. A 16-minute piece of it this afternoon, if they ever get the projector here, and you know, we've never been here before. We've never been to Finland before. We've never played here. Just a place we missed. I don't know how, but you know, let you know, all know that we're still alive and kicking.
Oh, the name was
See you, fool.
Hard-Hearted Alice, but you don't seem to be any hard-hearted guy.
Well, the movie is about Alice, though. This isn't Alice. You know.
Oh.
Alice is a, you know, I can't be Alice all the time because he's a little bit too dangerous.
By the way, are there some kind of philosophic, political or social tendencies in your performances and music, or are you just an entertainer?
No, we're the all-American kids, you know. It's like personified. You know, we're like all Americans. If what we do is we just reflect what America's attitude is right now. You know, people look at us as sort of some, you know, like a social scale. They look at us, the kids do, and they go, "Wow, is that what we're all going to become?" And it must be a little frightening to parents.
But you don't take any standpoint.
No, I don't take anything seriously. Yeah. I don't take anything seriously because I don't believe in being preached to, and so I refuse to preach to anybody else. You know.
Why did you choose rock music to be your medium? Why not the theater?
Well, it is both. That's the thing, you know. It's the idea. We incorporated rock, hard rock, very hard rock with, you know, with the theater. I think it's to the point now where rock groups just can't go up on stage with their Levi's on and say, "Come on, let's jam." You know, that's dead. That died in the '60s. This is a whole new thing where you have to come in and put a little icing on the cake, you know, and you have to get up there and do a show for the kids. It's not that whole jam thing doesn't work anymore.
So what's the more important element, or are those equal?
They should be equal. I mean, if you want to really get it down right, you can't. Our show wouldn't exist without our music behind it. See, if we just went up there and did our show, it wouldn't work. It has to have that, you know, it has to have that gut hard rock behind it.
So that's why you got the idea of these wild stage systems.
Yeah,
and so
it's just
on.
fantasies of mine that I wanted to work out on stage. You know, I mean, I think everybody wants to chop up a doll once in a while.
But you mean you don't manage as a pure musical group?
Oh, we could, but it's you know, it's dull that way. That's one problem with rock music is a lot of time it's very dull. You know. You know what I mean? You just can't sit through 2 hours of somebody playing rock music without going, yeah, so what?
Anyway, and you are now shocking people all over the world, and I guess you have to take always harder and harder methods. How far can you go?
I don't know. We haven't hit that point yet. I'm just wondering the day that the guillotine doesn't work. It has one safety catch on it. And if it doesn't work, it'll be a great show, but you can only do it once. Because they'll be pulling my real head out of the box if that doesn't work.
So are you going to perform a live, real death on the stage?
Well, I hope not. Hopefully not. You know, I like me too much to die.
Maybe somebody else.
No, I don't want to kill anybody.
Do you think you are...
I'll let my snake do that.
You think you are...
That's what he's hired for anyway.
Do you think you are provoking people into violence?
No, I'm just, admitting that violence on stage can be fun. You know, if you go to a Sam Peckinpah movie or a Clockwork Orange or a thing like that, and you watch it on stage, you don't want to go out and do it because you see how ridiculous it is. You know how ridiculous a violent thing is. It's sickening almost. But at the same time, you went and saw the movie and you enjoyed it. All right? I mean, you paid $5 to see it, and at the end, you went, wow, and you went home and said, wow, and then he cut the guy's head off, and then they was just, and you keep going through it like that, and then you realize, wow, what am I talking about? You know? Or if you see Charlie Chaplin slip on a banana peeling, in real life, the guy might break his neck, but in the movies, it's funny. That's violent. All slapstick comedy is violent, you know?
So you're.
So what we're doing is we're just showing it with rock. You know, we're not doing it with movies. We're not doing it on legitimate Broadway stage. We're doing it with rock, and more or less making fun of it. We make fun of everybody else. You might as well make fun of it.
So people are reacting peacefully after those
Yeah,
performances.
we've never had any reactions as far as like anybody going out and like imitating what I do on stage, because I think everybody has enough intelligence to know that we are doing an act. You know, people expect me. A lot of people expect me to be running around chasing groupies with axes and things, you know, which I only do on weekends. No, but I mean, then they see me out on the golf course and they go, "Wait a minute, that can't be the same guy I saw with a snake on TV."
How does the audience react during the show?
Well, they react. They react to whatever you give them. If you bring a snake out on stage, this girl's gonna think it's phallic. This boy over here is gonna be frightened of it. You know, you'll never know how they're gonna react. So I don't put any. I just bring it out and then let them fantasize on it. You know. So every time that we do a different act on stage, I leave it up to the audience completely to do their own. To make up their own mind about the whole thing. You know.
But they don't come and take the snake away from you.
No, not very many people will get that close. The audiences, they're crazy. They all come up and they make a lot of noise. And our audiences are probably the same audiences that go to the Osmond Brothers concerts. You know, it's just we're on different ends of the spectrum. You know, they're the heroes and we're the villains. Or that might be opposite. I'm not sure.
What's your favorite audience?
With the young audience, because they're the older audiences come there with a sophistication that I hate. I hate people that come there and go, "Oh yes, impress me." I want an audience that comes there and goes, "Yeah, come on, let's have some," because that young audience has fun. There are certain cities that I go to where the audiences, they spend all of their time trying not to have fun because they want to look sophisticated. And I just don't believe in any sort of sophistication when it comes to the audience. I think they should be very tribal.
How about the old folks? What do they think about you in private?
Well, I haven't got a lot of fans in the old folks, But it's because they've never given themselves a chance to see us play. They have a thing where they think it's going to be this, and they've never really given us a chance. I'm sure that the old folks would really like us if they saw us play. I try to encourage the kids to bring their parents to the concert. All the parents ever see is the press saying that I killed a chicken and bit its head off and things like that. They don't really see the real show behind the thing.
Do the American officials think you are some kind of a dangerous phenomenon?
Some cities, yeah. I mean, I'm still notorious, pretty notorious over there. But I mean, it's getting to the point now where it's getting to be a household word, though. I've been doing quiz shows. I'm on the quiz shows in the afternoon. And the people go, "How can that person do that?" I've heard so much about them. They put them on TV. I love making parents mad.
Well, music has some other band maybe influenced your group musically?
No, I only listened to one person musically. It's Burt Bacharach's the only person I ever listened to. When I was a kid, of course, I listened to all the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. That's how bands in America learn how to play. They learn all the Beatles songs.
You don't have any competitors nowadays.
Well, I just don't listen to rock and roll. You know, I don't. I like to play and write rock and roll, but I don't like to listen to it. I would much rather listen to Burt Bacharach or maybe John Barry, soundtrack type of things. You know, you can listen to rock and roll and get influenced, and that's a problem with rock and roll. You have to make sure that you're not influenced by a lot of different people.
Apparently, you seem to be interested in building larger musical, let's say, units or entities. Is there something special coming in the nearest future?
Well, I've got a plan of doing something, but I can't really talk about it because somebody might do it before me. That's hard to talk about. It's something that it's something that nobody's done yet. And I can't talk about it. I'll talk about it later with you because somebody will grab it up immediately. The whole idea behind it, though, is like mass control. And it might be a good movie. The whole idea of it might not work in reality, but it would be a great storyline for a movie.
You were talking that you are making a film. What's it going to be like? You told something about it.
We finished the film last month, and it makes no sense at all. The film absolutely doesn't make one bit of sense.
So that's the idea.
Yeah, I mean, I love confusion. I love the idea of I think that's probably the purest form of communication with somebody is total confusion, you know? And that's what the movie is. It's so confusing that it doesn't make it. It's like hell's a poppin' type of thing.
How about
Don't
that?
you hate people that start making sense? It gets, just so average.